Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Black Friday's edition of Let's Talk About It. We are here going to be celebrating Black Friday, and we're here with our traditional Black Friday guest, Dawn Niles, the president of our council. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here with us today, Dawn.
Thank you so very much for having me.
This is great to have you, and we're having the big parade, and I just want to congratulate you on your recent victories.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm glad they're over with, though.
Yes. I think everybody's glad to be moving into Black Friday.
Yeah, I think everybody is really glad just to be getting back to something that's normal.
Yes.
You know?
And speaking of something that's normal, we are having our parade today and our Christmas tree lighting.
Yes, we are. We are.
Tell us about where it starts and when it starts and what we're going to be doing.
So at 6 o'clock, they'll start at Memorial Park, and they'll come down Main Street. There are 21 different organizations, fire departments mostly, but there's some businesses. And Santa will be at the end of the parade. I think there's two Santas actually in this parade. One will be in the beginning. Well, you know, we encourage all Santas to show up. So
you mean Santa designates?
So, yes, exactly. But the real Santa will be on the fire truck at the very end.
See.
And Mrs. Claus will be at the beginning of the parade along with a Santa that's visiting.
Visiting a designated Santa.
A designated Santa.
Yes, DS.
That's about right.
All
But
right.
there's some really interesting, I mean, like, Susan, I've never heard of a, well, we have, one's called the Oddball Newt, N-E-W-T. They're going to be in the parade. I guess they're out of Manchester, I'm hearing.
A newt. Now, a
Yeah.
newt is a type of a lizard.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see who they are.
What a lizard is. So,
And I love the fact that the Wyndham High School cheerleaders are taking part, and the football team is Wyndham Youth Football is taking place.
They're going to be here marching away
Yeah.
to help us celebrate Black Friday and the beginning of the holiday season.
And then the Mansfield Academy of Dance, I think a couple of years ago, before we had to cancel the parade, they did I think it was Sugar Plum.
Yes,
Dance.
they're wonderful.
So they're going to be coming down.
They're always here too. They were here to help us celebrate with the bridge, the flower bridge, and they're here a lot of the time on Third Thursday. They've been celebrating and being part of a lot of the town celebrations. So the Mansfield Academy of Dance is here again, and that's a wonderful thing. They were also, I have to say, because when we had them on the baseball field. And they were doing ballet on the baseball field.
That's cool.
During the cancer walk.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, very
very
good.
cool.
They've done a lot of good community participation events, and it's really great because I think that one of the things we love to see is our students, our Wyndham students participating, students from the region participating in dance, in sports, and all kinds of activities. So this is just one way to encourage our students to be part of something else like ballet.
Well, we also have the Roadside Ranch Rescue and Sanctuary is going to be in this parade.
Wow. And
Green Valley Tree. I have no clue. Green Valley Tree, Hall Communications. We have
Hall Communications. Here we are. All right. We're so happy to have Hall
Communications.
As they always have.
Yep.
Always participated by playing the music, the holiday music.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're going to be in the parade too. So then you have the regulars, the Willimantic Fire, South Wyndham Fire, Wyndham Center Fire, North Wyndham Fire. Then you have Columbia Fire, Lebanon Fire, Tolland Fire, and Hebron Fire Departments.
Now, are they decorating their trucks?
Yes, they are.
We're going to have a look at that because that's going to be quite beautiful to see, I would suspect.
And then you have Casella Waste, which used to be Willimantic Waste. And last but not least in the parade is Willimantic Waterworks. I got to tell you guys that they were, for the very first time in last year's, how last year what we did is, because we didn't have the parade down Main Street because of COVID,
Right.
their fire departments got together with some other departments, in this case the waterworks, and they drove around neighborhoods 5 different nights to get it done, and it was almost like 2 or 3 hours a night. A lot of people said, why don't you do it again? Because it was 5 different nights, 2 to 3 hours a night.
That was a lot of
And
work.
it's a lot of work to put together. So, but the Wyndham Waterworks took part, and I hear that I had COVID, so I didn't get to see it. But I heard that their float was really something to see. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year.
Oh, me too. And you know, it's a great thing what Willimantic Waterworks has done here. They've done amazing work. They are working on they have a solar garden there at the Willie Waterworks.
Yeah.
They also have brought back the amazing pump that saved us $10,000 a month for energy, and they're always doing good work. And I have to say that next week, Congressman Courtney will be there to tell them about the infrastructure. So
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Actually,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to going to
yeah,
that.
me too. I'm going to be going, and I think that we hopefully someone from WILI might be there to chat about that and report on it. If not, we'll have to do it, right, Don?
That's right. We can do it. But I also want to remind people that at the end of the parade today is the actual tree lighting for Willimantic, and that is I don't know, probably 6:30, 6:45, depending on how long this parade takes, because it won't do it to the end. Santa will be lighting the tree along with Mark Scribner. Mark is going to represent all of the Cupids that the town recognized last year, which were all of our first responders and healthcare workers.
Wasn't that a great idea that you guys had on the council to have all the first responders and all the healthcare professionals be honored as Cupids last year? That's a wonderful thing, and I know Chief Mark Scrivener has done amazing work, and he's really been really tuned in to the things that have to be done to make sure that people are safe from this really horrible pandemic that we've been experiencing. But we've been really great people here in Connecticut and in Wyndham by making sure that we go out and we are wearing our masks, that we are also vaccinated. I just got my booster last week. I'm a week out in my booster, and these are the things that will keep us safe and keep us normal.
Yes. And at the end of the parade, after we light the tree and do a little bit of caroling, you can go over to Jolson House if you'd like to take a photo with Santa Claus. Socially distance, please, no on the laps, but bring your own cell phone cameras or whatever, and you can take a picture. And so that's tonight's stuff. Susan, we also have another tree lighting on Sunday, which is traditional. Last year, that was also done virtually. Let me tell you, that was kind of interesting because I had the computer portion of that job, and so everything was over Zoom and Facebook Live, and I had never done that before. We did a few practices, and I guess it didn't come off too bad because we had people lighting the tree. We had some people that were downstairs in the church singing Christmas carols, and I had to get it all. And then we had Santa, who was actually remotely coming in because he was also quarantined. So
well, good for Santa.
Yeah. So it was very interesting. So I'm really happy to say that this year it will be in person at the tree in Wyndham Center Fire Department have actually gone out and purchased all brand new lights for that tree, and Tenant Tree Farm put it up a few weeks ago.
Wow.
And I had a sneak preview, actually. It helps to have your husband be a member of that department.
It certainly does.
So I got to see a sneak preview of what that tree looks like, and it is just really gorgeous. It really is. It's nice to see all those brand new lights on it. But because of COVID still being somewhat there, we're not going to be going back to the firehouse for chocolate, hot chocolate and cookies. Instead, we'll have the hot chocolate and cookies at the tree.
Well, that's very good. I know that we're okay. We're much better off if we're distanced and outside than we are if we are in a situation where we're, inside. So it really makes a big difference. And
that will be at 6 o'clock as well.
6 o'clock, yeah. Very good. Well, it's wonderful, the work that's been going on to help bring us back to our new, I like to say the new normal, because I think we're going to have to be a little more clever about viruses in the future.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to be good about getting our masks and our vaccinations and all those things that we need to do for us to actually be healthy and continue on with our economy and do the work that we like to do, help the people in our state and in our town and in our region. We want all those things to continue on to be normal, the new normal. And of course, we've just heard that there's a new variant that's coming from South Africa. And so the Biden administration has decided not to allow people who are not citizens back into the country, but all citizens, of course, are able to travel back and forth right now. But apparently, this is a variant that's already running loose in Europe as well. So it's something that we have to keep an eye on. And we have to also find out whether or not this particular variant, if it is a variant or if it's a new type of virus altogether. So that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. So just keep maintaining yourself. Just think, last year everybody was all well masked and they didn't have any flu cases. I think they had one in the whole year.
I know, it was really kind of something, and it's just because, I mean, simple thing of wearing a mask.
Yes.
You would think that it's humongous, though, compared to how many people are asking us to please stop it. It's inconvenient. Well, it's also really inconvenient, to be quite honest, to have COVID.
To say the least, it is a very inconvenient thing. It also can be deadly.
Yes.
Aside from inconvenient.
Well, we actually had
right?
we finally got together as a family for Thanksgiving yesterday, and it was nice seeing us all like in the same area, but not all of us were there because unfortunately 2 different families had to stay home because they had COVID. Or someone in their family had COVID, and they were in the same household, so they're exposed.
Yeah.
You know, so what we were hoping was for everyone to get together, and then unfortunately reality set in. So.
Right. Well, you have to be careful, and it's much better to be, safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And so following those protocols is saving a lot of lives, and it's making sure the kids can get back into the schools. It's making sure the businesses can stay open, and making sure that we can just push our economy. And by the way, we just have to say that our economy has been doing an excellent, despite some of the odd things that have been reported. Our stock market has never been higher, except for today because of the variant that's been reported. And then there's also the unemployment statistics unemployment has never been lower. Since the 1960s.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
So, I mean, this is an amazing economy. And, so since 1968, 69, we have never had such a low unemployment.
Well, I know there's plenty of jobs out there, so all I have to do, everywhere you go, you see, please apply. So people should consider that. We actually, though, I want to make sure I say this, we have another fun event coming.
Ooh, what is it?
It is, we don't actually have, I think we called it Wyndham Extravaganza, Holiday Extravaganza. I don't remember if we actually came up with a better name than that. But on Friday, December 17th, there is going to be from 6 to 7:30 at Gilson on the stage in the area in front of the stage. We're going to have a bonfire. We're going to have fun games for the kids. You can bring your letters to Santa. There will be holiday music. And again, on the stage, you can socially distance with Santa and Mrs. Claus. There will be it all set up so you can come with your own camera and do that there. But it should be a lot of fun, and I want to thank Casella Waste for donating the pallets that we need for the bonfire.
Wonderful idea. And I think I was at last year's.
We did it 2 years ago, and it was a blast. We were dancing on the stage to the music. We had a microphone member, and the kids were singing around. Unfortunately, because it was another thing that fell last year because everybody was afraid. But the one thing that they are saying is that outside should be okay.
Yeah, and, I think that all in all, depending on how densely the area is populated, we just don't have that dense a population here, so I don't think we're as concerned. What time is that going to be?
It's 6 to 7:30.
6 to 7:30. Okay, I'm sticking it in my calendar.
Good.
Now.
It was a lot of fun the 2 years ago when we did it, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Wow, that's great. Well, that is good. Put that in your calendars, folks. On December 17th, between 6 to 7:30, over there at the Shabu stage. Bring the kids down, bring the family down, and let's have some good entertainment.
Yeah. So can I plug the toy drive?
Of course. You must, of all things, you must
I
plug the toy drive.
must. I really must. So Wyndham Willimantic Cares. We are on Facebook, so if anybody wants to go check us out, please do that. Again, it's Wyndham Willimantic Cares. And we started this about 8 to 10 years ago, and there's 3 of us that actually run it, myself, Ernie Eldridge, and Anita Sebastian. And I know it's a weird group, right? But we've been...
no, I mean, I think that it's great to show that let me just say this. People ask me about the Wyndham community, and I say, boy, there are a lot of people with very strong views, you know.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, the thing that really keeps us together is that everybody cares about this community.
Oh, yes.
And that's the one thing. I mean, it doesn't matter what you think about what the policy should be. People here are working together because they really do believe in this community and the history here and the people's relationships. Those are the things that really count.
Well, you can see it with the 3 of us. I mean, we obviously do not politically agree with each other. Ernie and I run against each other every chance we get, apparently. But we do this together, and all 3 of us have to agree on whatever we're doing. But we started as a toy drive, and so this year we're doing a money collection on December 3rd, and that will be in the Wyndham Center Green area, where you can come by and put some, change or dollar bills, hopefully, into the bucket, and we'll spend that for toys. And then on Saturday, December 4th, there will be the Stuff of Fire truck. And at BJ's Plaza from 9 to 3 will be the Willimantic Fire Department that you can go and stuff their fire truck. And at Walmart from 8 to 5 that day will be the North Wyndham, Wyndham Center, and South Wyndham Fire Departments rotating. And they will be there from 8 to 5. And we would appreciate whatever you can possibly give us. I will tell you, Susan, that because of COVID last year, we started online registration and we stayed with it this year. As of this afternoon, there were already 260 families signed up.
Wow.
Which is way over. I haven't even finished doing all the cards yet. I think I'm at 210. And with 210 families, there were 682 children. So we're over 682 children because I haven't finished the cards yet for this.
Wow, that's impressive. And let me just say, the work that you're doing is just amazing because it really keeps the community together. It gives the kids a feeling of being appreciated in this town. And the other thing is, I would like you to be able to tell people, is there a website somebody can go to see which days they can help stuff the truck?
It's the Wyndham Willimantic Cares site, and again, it says both of them have the post in there. I've been sharing it on Willimantic Today and Willimantic, I think it's Willimantic Happening Now, and the Voices one for the school system.
So Willimantic Cares, if you Google Willimantic Cares, will you get there?
Yeah, you should be able to get there, yes.
Okay. All
Wyndham
right.
Willimantic Cares.
All right, very good. If you Google that, you can get there from here.
And we could use your help,
yes,
please.
Yeah, we need everybody's help to pitch in
and
if
obviously,
you can.
if you're listening and you're somebody who's actually in need, then you can also go to the Wyndham Willimantic Cares Facebook page, and it has the link for the online application.
Excellent. And that's really very, very, very helpful, especially now. There are a lot of people who haven't been able to get to work because child care problems. There are a lot of people who have not been able to get to work because they're affected by COVID permanently. I mean, so there are people who have been injured by this pandemic one way or another, either by not being able to get the children into a child care situation because of the problems with vaccinations and other things. And the little ones, even now, we just started the 12 and under to 12 to 5, ages 5, but the children still under 5 years old have not been approved for the vaccination yet. So you have to be very careful, make sure everybody's vaccinated, make sure you get that booster, because you want to make sure we protect the children who haven't quite made it yet to get the vaccination, if they're 12 and under, and also the children who are not able to get the vaccination who are under 5 years old. These are really critical things to keep in mind, and make sure that we keep this variant and the COVID, away from our little ones.
Very much so. I mean, we've offered lots of different clinics throughout the town. We've tried to make this as accessible as possible. If you just go get the vaccinations, we can really start to get this back to normal.
Well, Don Niles, you have been very, very involved in making sure people have access to the testing and to the vaccinations. You've done great work with Leslie O'Brien.
Leslie and I have become very close through this pandemic, more than we were before. We were constantly in contact with each other daily, not just, a couple of days a week. It was daily, trying to get everything that was needed for our first responders, but also for our community at large. In the beginning, we were getting them free testing sites because we needed our first responders to know that they didn't have COVID if they were going into your homes to do medical and things. And so if someone got exposed, we needed to get them tested ASAP.
Well, that's very, very important, and we, of course, are very grateful to all that work. And do you have some information about where people can get tested or vaccinations at this point?
Well, right now, the testing at Rec Park is still going on. It's Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 to 2. You do not need an appointment for that one. You just drive to Rec Park and get in the line. Eventually, we're hoping to be able to offer vaccinations there, but not at this point. So your vaccination clinics are few and far between, to be quite honest, at this point. You can go to CVS and Walgreens, and they have them. But
Stop and Shop. I got mine at Stop and Shop. And I think that Stop and Shop has all three.
Yeah.
They had the Pfizer, they had the Moderna, and they had the
J&J.
J&J. Yeah. So you can get all three there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too difficult. I had to let them know I was coming, and then they had to prepare it. But it was.
They have an online for CVS as well, so it's easy enough to do.
Yep.
And then Generations is testing on Monday through Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but you have to have an appointment, because if they don't have enough workers, then they will cancel a morning or an afternoon. So you have to call for an appointment. You also can get your shots there, but you also need to have been a client of theirs. So if you ever got a COVID test through their drive-through, you're a client.
That's right.
Okay?
Yep.
A lot of people, like myself, didn't consider that I was a client, but I had done testing there.
Right.
So I am.
And one of the things about that is since the December 31st of 2020, they've asked if you would give the insurance information so the insurance companies can be billed for this. If you don't have insurance, that's okay. You'll still get it for free.
Yeah.
It's free, free, free. But if you do have insurance, then they do want to have that information. All right, we are right here with Don Niles, who does so many things in our community, and today she is leading the parade that we're going to have down Main Street here in Willimantic to light our Willimantic Christmas tree with Santa Claus designated and also Santa Claus for real. So we're.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been a lot of fun, and come enjoy the parade, even if it's raining a little bit. You won't melt.
No. We'll be right back after these messages. This is Susan Johnson with Don Niles, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. This is Susan Johnson. I'm here with Don Niles, our president of our council, and the one who does all this great work all throughout the town, leading the parade today and having us go to the light, turning on the lights at the Willimantic Gilson Square. And then afterwards, I guess there's going to be a chance for people to see Santa Claus.
Yeah, they can see Santa Claus at Gilson House and take a picture. The fireplace will be going. It's very beautiful in there, I hear. So, get a chance to go on in and walk through and say hi to Santa. And don't forget about Sunday night. 6 o'clock in Wyndham Center. They'll be having that as well. And I plugged the December 17th event. The Stuff of Fire Trucks are December 4th. Don't forget that.
December 3rd, too, correct?
No, and December 3rd, we're collecting money because we have a lot of older kids that we can do gift cards and things like that. And, excuse me, I use the money for when I notice that I've got a certain age group that don't have enough items, and we'll go and buy those items as well. We make the money go as far as we possibly can.
Well, you do great work with that, and it's a wonderful thing that you're doing to try and make sure that all the people in the community, all the children in the community know that they're cared for and appreciated, and that's one of the things that really makes us a great community
It
to be in.
is, and I mean, the Wyndham Cares thing showed me how much this community just cares about not only our community, but other communities as well. We raised a lot of money for Texas when they had the hurricane, and then we raised it for Puerto Rico when they had the hurricane, and so on. This town just opens up their hearts and everything else, and this town is going to hopefully do that again. I'll have a date later, and I hope you let me plug this later too, is we have a police officer, Josh Clark, whose son, his newborn son, was born without the esophagus connected. And Wyndham Cares is going to do a fundraiser to help with the medical and all the other expenses, because they had to live in Boston for almost 3 months. Thank goodness they're home now, all right? And they're starting to get back to some normalcy, but there's still going to be a lot of continuous care for this child to keep the child healthy. So we're going to do a fundraiser in February, and we hope to see the entire community come out and say how much Josh Clark means to them.
Well, absolutely, and thank you so much for bringing that up. I am just very, very pleased to see Wyndham Cares step up for Josh Clark and the family. What a lot of work, and what a great caring family, Josh and his wife, and they had their little one with him, the oldest child.
Yep.
And this is something that I'm sure people will be part of. I know I will be there, and I just thank you and Wyndham Cares for that great work. And I know that Yolanda Negron has been part of this.
Yolanda is part of this. Officer Gold is part of this. We'll extend to other people as we go. We're hoping to do a spaghetti supper along with basket raffles. So I know Yolanda's been very busy about calling different people to do basket raffles. So we're going to be asking for lots of donations.
But tell us about what
so-
I mean, I have a hard time envisioning what a basket raffle is. Tell us.
Well, it could be anything. It could be a cupcake for later, putting in a stack of cupcakes or a coupon for a certain amount of cupcakes, and you can go get them when you want. Or you could have a big screen TV that someone, like me, maybe we could get from Walmart that is donated. Or we could have a champagne basket, which is what I hear that Susan Johnson is donating. So Susan, I would expect champagne and maybe a couple of glasses,
Yes.
and maybe some crackers or something. I don't know.
Well, crackers and cheese, or
Yeah.
maybe a gift certificate.
Maybe
for
a
those.
gift certificate for
Champagne
those.
will keep, but the crackers
Yeah,
and cheese,
so I mean, basket raffles can raise a lot of money, and people have fun, putting their little coupons in whichever basket they want to win.
yes, those are fun.
So it should be fun, and I'm hoping that we can raise a good amount of money for Josh's family and help them.
Yes,
you know.
I hope so too. It's a great thing, and what a wonderful idea to do. Josh Clark is such a great officer, and he's
Yes.
done so many good things for the community. He's been involved with the Pride Coalition, and I'm just thrilled with the work that he's done. And I've been working to try and help expand those services. And I just think that between Officer Glode and Officer Clark, the work that they've done to connect with the students here at Wyndham High and in the region, they have done amazing work, and teaching the children about civics classes. So
Yeah.
adding to the civics classes rather, and bringing them to the Capitol, and they speak to me. They speak to Senator Flexer at the Capitol. We go over to the state Supreme Court. We go to the museum, and they teach all about all the different aspects of the legislature, making the laws, how that works with police.
I'm impressed. To be quite honest, I've never had an issue with the police department. I live in the Wyndham Villages. They're not. I call them our police department, but because they go above and beyond lots and times. And for Josh, I have to tell you, I noticed that when we did Stuff of a Cruiser, and people were walking up to Josh with pictures of their children, or the child was walking up, and I was hearing all these stories about what he did for them and how he helped keep them on the straight and narrow or help straighten them out. And that's a big deal. That's above and beyond your job.
Exactly.
So
He is
let's
very
show
connected.
him the same sort of love.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, I need to go.
All right,
So
well, thank
Dennis,
you.
call in.
Thank you, Don Niles. Thank you. And we will be out there when the Christmas tree is being lit. So thank you so much. All right. So this is Susan Johnson. I'm still here. Our Don Niles is she is off to the parade, and we still have a few more minutes of airtime. Isn't that right, Matt?
Yes.
And so we're going to just see whether or not Dennis is listening, because he said he would be calling in. But I just want to thank you, Matt, for all the great work that you've done. You're always here every Friday at 5, and I just want to say how great it is to have you here.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, Dennis. Hey, let me put you on hold and I'll patch you through.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Susan.
So how's your throat doing? I told everybody who listens about the surgery you had about a week and a half ago, and you're sounding pretty good to me.
Well, it was a week ago Wednesday, and Dr. Rouse from who lives in Wyndham did the surgery, and so far so good.
Yes. So
I'm still recovering, but and I don't think I can do a whole show
nope.
on the radio, but I think my voice is so far seems a little better than it was before the surgery. And don't forget, before I had the surgery, I would talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I would fade out almost completely.
Right. So you're sounding good, and we just had our Wyndham Council President, Don Niles, on, and now she's off to the parade, and we'll be doing the Christmas tree lighting pretty soon. But, we just, I think that we told people about some of the stuff that you can do and some of the things that will be happening and events that will be going on during the holiday season. And I just wondered, I think that this community is really coming along and doing well despite all the problems that the whole world has had over the last year and a half or so.
Well, yes, I agree. I think I think this community always comes to the fore. It always we always stand together, as you suggested on the show. I've been listening to the whole show.
Okay.
You two suggested that people may have their differences in terms of public policy and whatnot, but when it comes time to come together and help others, the people of Wyndham are always there.
Yes, they are, and I think that the wonderful work that the Wyndham Cares people are going to be doing for Officer Clark with his new baby and supporting him in February, that's going to be another thing that will show a great support from the community to our Willimantic Police. So I'm very pleased to see people stepping up for that.
Yeah, I just stepped outside to see how the weather was, and there were a few drops of snow flakes of snow coming down, not drops, and maybe a little bit of light rain. But it seems to be okay. It seems to be appropriate weather for a holiday parade. Yeah, there's still a few flakes coming down up here on Bolivia Street.
Well.
And I'm outside now, and I have to say, there's a guy who does a radio show every Thursday night around the same time ours is on Friday. And he's related, actually, to your guest tonight, Don Niles.
Yes, I know.
And his favorite song that he sings from time to time, especially around this time of year, is "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow." And that's one of the most popular songs of all time. And I remember that song being sung by Frank Sinatra. But I looked it up while I was listening to your show, and that song was, I guess it stayed as #1 song for 5 weeks in 1946. And I'll bet you that nobody knows, without looking it up, and I didn't, who made that song popular. It was not Frank Sinatra.
Oh, I was going to say Frank
I'll leave
Sinatra.
it at that.
I was going to say,
and it wasn't Tom White either. Although Tom White is continuing
He's keeping
to make
it going, yeah. So you're not
going
to tell us? Come on. Tell us who made it popular.
It was Vaughn Monroe.
Okay.
You probably don't even remember Vaughn Monroe.
No, I don't.
But I do.
Well, you're
I
older.
do. Oh, yeah. Vaughn Monroe had a very smooth voice.
Uh-huh.
He was a very popular singer. In fact, I remember I had a recording of a song he sang called "In the Middle of the House," about a railroad train coming through the middle of the house.
Yes, I'm sure that's how it
It was a
sounded.
novelty song that he did in his later years. But he was quite well known for some other songs. Like I can't remember the names, but Vaughn Monroe made that song popular. And if Tom White's listening, he should check out the version of his favorite song, "Let It Snow, Let It Snow," by Vaughn Monroe.
I'll bet you they have
So
it
anyway,
on YouTube.
it is. I guess it's appropriate since this is kicking off this parade, this great parade
Yes.
that we've had now for several years, and I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of the fact that the founder of this parade, as far as I know, is Josh Niles,
That's right.
the son of Dawn Niles and nephew of Tom White.
Well, the other
So
thing
this,
is he's
this has been a huge success over the years. Gets
Yep.
bigger every year. The kids love it. The radio station loves it. We love it. And tonight is the night. And you're also having a tree lighting. And it's going to take place a little later tonight than it usually does.
about 7 o'clock, I suppose, 1:45. As long as it takes for them to get down to the from the Memorial Park all the way to the Gilson Square, and that's when when the last person or exhibit is at Gilson Square. That's when they will light the tree. And I think that our chief and leader of the Cupids for the healthcare people, Chief Scrivener, will be helping with the tree lighting.
Yeah, I heard you say that. That's wonderful. I think that's very appropriate, and I hope we have a good crowd tonight. I expect we will. And despite the weather, it is it's not the weather's not overwhelming. It's definitely tolerable, and it's winter weather.
Yeah, we're on the verge of the winter season, and it won't be long before it is actually winter. Just a few
when
more
does winter
weeks.
start?
The 21st of December, I think.
Oh, okay. We're still in the fall season.
Yeah, we're in that's the winter solstice occurs right around there. That's the darkest day of the year, and that's going to be coming up on around the 21st. It's usually the 20th or the 21st, depending on how they've figured out where all the moon is and all that. So I don't really.
Well, I wanted to say that. After being around for a long time in Connecticut, just about all my life except for the 2 years I was in the military, I have to say that my view on weather and the seasons in Connecticut are that we have a long summer, which is great. We have a long winter, which is not so great as far as I'm concerned. And we have a very short spring and a very short fall. Mm-hmm. So this is proving my point. Because today's weather is, it may be fall weather, but it's certainly late fall weather. And so our fall season is pretty short.
It is. But, I was just checking now, the winter solstice this year in 2021 is on the 21st day of December.
You got it right.
Yeah, I did. Wow.
You got it
I'm
right.
impressed.
You're right again, Susan. I always pay attention to you. You're my guide. And I just wanted to tell our listeners something about me that happened just this week, in addition to the surgery I had last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I'm real happy about that because I didn't know if I came out of that surgery if I'd be able to talk at all. Mm-hmm. And you can hear me. I am talking.
You're talking beautifully.
Well, not as beautifully as I once did, but I think I'm getting there.
Well, you're sounding pretty good to me. You sound a lot better than you did the last show you did here. So.
Well, I did some shows in the latter stages before my surgery.
Right.
I did some shows where I really kind of ran out of gas completely.
Yep. But you sound so much better, and I'm so pleased that everything's working out so nicely, and Dr. Rouse did such a nice job.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Rouse did a great job, and I can tell already. Mm-hmm. And I think I just wanted to point out to our listeners that something else has happened to me in the past 5 or 6 days, and that is as long as I have been on this planet, and how much I love animals, I have never ever lived with a dog. And this week we are taking care of the dog of our daughter and her family.
The grand dog.
The grand dog. That's right, the grand doggy, as you call her. And her name is Honey.
Yes.
And she has been staying with us all week, and she's here right now with me.
Oh, yes. I'm sure
And I'm taking care of her, and never thought I'd be in that position because I'm really a cat person.
Yep.
But this dog has been wonderful. She's been really, really good, and I really appreciate having her around. She's been great company for me, and while I rehabilitate from my surgery, which is going very well, and the dog has been a real uplifting force in my life, and I really appreciate having her. I remember you asked me, can we have Honey for a week? And I said, yeah, I guess so. But I didn't expect it would be this good.
Yep.
So anyway.
Well, I just high praise to the Honey dog, and I've been having a good time with her, walking her around. And when I walk her around in the daylight, sometimes people will stop and say how pretty she is.
She is a pretty girl.
She
is the color of Honey.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
A little bit lighter, and she is. She's a fairly large, medium to large sized dog, and she's a wonderful dog. She has such a great temperament.
She does. She's very sweet to be around, and she's very attentive. She watches.
So anyway, I just wanted to point out, from a personal standpoint. Now you know me. I usually don't talk about myself, but I decided since you're having a different kind of show tonight, previewing the parade, and I hope people who are listening to us are in their cars and they're on their way down to the parade, because the parade's going to be fantastic, and our wonderful producer, Matt Rupar, will be spinning tunes, holiday music, mostly Christmas, and he'll be doing that, I think, starting right when our show ends.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful. I'm going to be there. I'm going to go watch the Christmas tree be lit and probably follow in with the parade at some point. But this has been wonderful to have you help us out with part of the show. And, and I'm hoping that everybody will be able to get out there and see the Christmas tree lighting and be part of the ceremony. It's always a great thing to do, and it's a great way to start the holiday season.
Yep, definitely. And on top of that, it's Friday. Mm-hmm. And Fridays are always great. I love Friday evenings because it means the weekend is starting.
That's right. And it's nice to have Thanksgiving on Thursday, having a lot of people have time on Friday, and maybe some people get a little time off, that they might not ordinarily have, so they can spend some more time catching up on stuff at home, seeing family members, visiting friends. It's the kind of time of year that, it's fun to be able to get out there and do some of the stuff you haven't been able to get to because we're all so busy doing work.
Yeah, well, I'll be, it's the start of the season where I mark time until springtime. Because my favorite time of the year is definitely the spring, because the spring brings with it brings baseball and softball. And
yes,
you know how much I love those games.
I do know how much you love those games, and you've done a great job as the coach for the Little League softball teams for the girls here, and our grandchildren have been part of that over the years, and so you've done amazing work doing all that work for them, and it really helps, I think, with their schooling, with interaction. Playing team sports is a really good thing for everybody. Teaches everybody how to have a sense of getting together and working together towards a common goal. And it's really good socialization, great socialization process for people. Everybody really should do that. And, I have a great appreciation for it, even though I was unable to participate as a young person, because they just didn't do that for girls back in the day.
Not really, not very much. We started our Little League program for softball for girls with the Willimantic Little League in 1983. Mm-hmm. And I've been at it ever since, off and on, mostly on. And I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed working with young people. It's great especially when you're an older person like I am now, to be able to work with young people. It makes you feel younger.
Well, Mooney Haddad was another one who did a great job with the Little League. Was there for the kids. organizing.
Absolutely.
And Stan Kokoska before him.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they all worked together. You all worked together in those areas. But Stan, I like Stan's idea back in the day when you first helped out in '83 and you created the league for the girls back then when our daughter was playing ball. And Stan wanted the whole world to play softball or to play baseball. and he started that with the Little League going to Poland, to China. They've taken some trips and gotten people interested all over the world.
Yeah, Stan pretty much brought baseball to Poland.
Yeah.
And you said it about him, and you weren't even very familiar with baseball at the time. And you said, I remember, I'll never forget it. You said Stan wants the whole world playing baseball, and you were right. And then later on, a lot of others, including Mooney Haddad, Billy Shea, lots of other Little League veterans and people who had worked with the Little League before formed the big play.
Yes.
And they did. A lot of kids got a chance to travel to foreign countries, and there's nothing like that in terms of learning about the world. Foreign travel. It's just a great experience. So.
It is. It's having the students learn languages, having them travel internationally. The world is smaller and smaller all the time because of the telecommunications, because of the air travel, all the ways people can get around. It really, really makes a difference, and it really opens the vision for how to move forward. Relating to all different countries and all different people all over the world. So. Having that strength is a great thing, and connecting with people internationally is a wonderful thing as well. So hopefully,
talking about Mooney and Stan, and they're both no longer with us, and
right.
Others who have committed many, many years, like Ryan Garvey and Ellie Garvey these days, and some of them, Hank Samuel, some of the members of the board of the Willimantic Little League. Talking about them and hearing Dawn Niles talk about all the things she's doing. It just bears up what you said in the first part of the show about the incredible sense of volunteering that we have here in the town of Windham. People do so much, each in their own way, to help others and to interact with others. And, I find that when I volunteer for things, and I know you volunteer even more than I do, I give something, but I also get a lot out of it, too.
Yes, we do. And Dennis, we are running down to our last minute, so I just can't thank you enough for calling in. And your voice sounds wonderful. Now you can give it a rest. And,
I think I need a rest. I think I'm starting to break down a little bit.
So thank you. And
I'm still in the rehab period. And
yes, you are.
Dr. Rouse on Tuesday.
All right.
So I am very optimistic. I'm feeling very happy. And I hope people will be out there at the parade enjoying themselves, and also at the tree lighting,
yes.
And with Santa if they want to take the kids for a photo.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Dennis. Great to have you here. This is Susan Johnson. I was here with our council president, Dawn Niles. Dennis O'Brien came and called in and talked a little bit about his recovery from his surgery. And I hope to see you all at the tree lighting at around between 6:30 and 6:45. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week with a great new show. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.